It's fucking ridiculous, man. You know, we get a couple hundred views on a video, and suddenly I think my shit doesn't stink. I'm having avocado toast on rye with poached eggs. I just went upstairs and put a little fucking almond oil on my skin. You know, keep my skin nice and pretty like a little bitch. It's like it just really shows you can't be in this business without selling your soul to the liberal left.
Really? I mean, I quit my job once we got.
I know, it's like
views.
It just happens. You get a little bit of fucking success, and suddenly you're in some sort of pagan culture and everything else, and it's like, I don't know, man. Just a couple hundred views, and suddenly my skin needs to be better. My hair needs. I just started turning into the Patrick. There's an idea of Alex Yurasits. You know, there is no Alex Yurasits. Whatever he was, he's gone now. I sold my soul for a fiddle of gold. You know.
Yeah, dude. I'm feeling the same way. I'm not eating.
I do maintain that's a short end of the stick there.
What?
Like, you know, I'm listening to, you know, Charlie Daniels' band. I'm like, that's a stupid, Johnny might be a fool, right? Then I watch, you know, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't sell the devil for, you know, financial gains. Like, look at the way fucking Nick Cage does it. He sells his soul to the devil where he's like, all right, I get 20 years of being awesome before you even collect the tab. And then on top of that, then even though, oh, my life's so hard, I'm still a fucking bad. I get to become a skull and kill people and hang out with Sam Elliott and Wes Bentley. So he does it right. Fucking all Johnny got was the fiddle of fucking gold for playing worse than this devil did.
Yeah, objectively speaking.
For objectively playing worse than the devil did. Which means the devil tricked him. It's all a joke. My name is Johnny, and this might just be a sin.
Does he just win not selling his soul?
He wins the fiddle of gold.
Bragging rights?
He wins the fiddle of gold.
So what? He already had a fiddle. It's not going to sound any different, I don't think, is it?
No, but they made a second fiddle. They made a second song.
Did they really?
They made a second one that wasn't cool, and it was like where like he turned out to be like a fucking, like he got cocky and sold his fiddle for money, and they lost his daughter or something.
Oh yeah, the really uplifting sequel everybody knows about. We know that how the song "Good triumphs over evil." We also did a second one where it turns out Johnny sold it for a kilo of coke and just went out of his fucking mind.
It wasn't even a kilo. It was one single bump.
It's just a bump of coke.
Just one bump of the
sold
nose
his
candy.
Daughter. Guy's a fucking mess right now. Maybe he should have just sold his soul because he could have been making music and wouldn't have had to fucking lose out on all of that.
Well, you know, hey, my name's Johnny. It might just be a sin. So I'm the best there's been, you know. He just
the devil cheats, though. The devil cheats because the devil's parts, his parts are better. But he also has an accompaniment and everything else. Johnny's just playing by himself.
And she didn't cross his bow. Johnny boy, watch it down. It's a good song.
It's an alright song.
It really is.
Now it kind of sucks. I just broke it down. And I think about this, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, you know, fuck the fucking. And I've always said fuck the Primus version and fuck the Johnny Cash version. You're right. Fuck the Charlie Daniels Band version too.
Never heard the Johnny Cash version. The Primus version does suck though.
Yeah, and it's got the dumbass claymation thing because like, well, the song sucks. We might as well try to save it here in some regard.
The Legend of Woolly Swamp is a significantly better song.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend like I followed that one. I don't think you're a jerk off. Even if it's good, you're just a jerk off for being like, oh, here's the Primus song I know.
Yeah, I still do that.
Hey guys, here's just to prove that I actually know a lot about music. Here's a Primus song I do in fact like it now, just so everyone was curious.
I don't think it came across like that.
It came across have very... you be cultured and be like, you know what's a good Primus song? The South Park theme song. Have you be cultured like that? Have you have a little respect for yourself and a little dignity?
I think it was a little organic.
I don't think it was. I think it was like that was something like Parish Center Robbie would have done.
Parish Center Robbie would have done.
Parish Center Robbie.
What does that even mean?
I don't even justify. I don't even explain that to you.
I'd like to know what the difference is between this Robbie podcast Robbie. Those differences are very clear and evident.
Parish Center Robbie was a little heavier set.
Oh yeah.
He
was one of those guys who was like, "Oh, you need to bring these chairs back into the church room for. Don't worry, ladies. I can do 2 at a time in both arms.
I got this." He was the guy who was like, "Check out my buzz cut."
You know what's funny? You know how those memes are going around?
My sweet buzz cut. Yeah.
Where it's like, I mean, the parrots, literally what I said verbatim, but like, I was under the impression I was the only guy doing that at the time.
Right.
I really thought I was the only one who was like,
well, the other guys in your class who were also doing that.
They weren't doing 2 at a time, though. I was the only one that managed to figure out how to do 2 into each hand. So I really thought I was the only person smart enough to like, yeah, I'm going to show off how strong I am right now.
Yeah, dude. Those were the days, man.
It was.
Kicking it. You know what I mentioned the other day? The fucking story I told forever ago about when Nick was like, yo, Santa's not real, guys. One house,
yeah.
A million houses in one night, right? I never even mentioned.
The myth doesn't make any sense.
I never even mentioned that we're all dressed like we're little business executives in that scene because it's private school, so we're all wearing uniforms. We all have ties on, and we're all nice. It's like that makes it so much inherently. That's the funniest part of all of it is that we're all 6 years old, dressed to the nines, and that we're having this serious conversation, this intellectual, debate about the truth of Santa Claus and all that stuff. And it's like, so now I didn't even think to mention that we're all wearing suits.
A, that's shame on you for not mentioning that very important detail. And B, in my mind, though, I can't picture how we actually looked like in those anymore. All I can picture is just like kindergarten drawings of us in South Park form wearing this suit. My brain has gone entirely park.
Dude, Our Lady of Wisdom was cool, man. There was this, I deleted Snapchat, right?
That's really big of
Really
you.
big of me. I'm just a really awesome guy. So I deleted Snapchat, but like a week or maybe 2 weeks before I deleted Snapchat, some I'd say lady, but she pissed me off. So some fucking just bottom feeder
Those two terms are really interchangeable.
Well,
anyways.
One might say. So this fucking bottom feeder was at a Yankee game.
I mean a lady.
Maybe if she had a little more respect for me, I'd call her a lady. She was at a Yankee game, and she was sitting in like the
I miss going to the
fucking
Yanks,
upper
dude.
deck behind like left field, like just in a shit spot. And she posted a picture saying she was like bored at the Yankee game. And then I said, how can you be bored when you can spend $15.50 on a beer? And then she said, sounds like someone poor talking to me.
Wow.
And then I said, I don't know, those seats look pretty poor to me.
Oh, good on you, dude.
And then she said, actually, I'm just enjoying the game, so it's actually just fine where I'm sitting. And
Weren't
I was
you
like,
bored 2
you're a dumb
seconds
bitch.
ago?
You're a dumb bitch. You were bored a second ago, and you're calling me poor. First off, bitch, I sit in the Jim Beam suite, not to brag, but I sit behind home plate on the second deck, my own elevator, my own entrance. You used to walk in the fucking crowd like a goddamn animal who's going to the slaughter. Halfway to the slaughters, you walk through the fucking, it's disgusting. You see this giant fucking crowd on the Bronx, and they funnel in like fucking just peas in a like ants. And they go into the lower deck. In the lower deck,
she's going to say, sounds like, does she not know who she's talking to? We have
I don't know, man.
305 views on our Bobby
dude.
Lee video.
I forgot
We're
every
better
girl.
than everybody.
I don't know if you still in touch with any of the fucking quote unquote ladies, quote unquote bottom feeders from your grade, but they all the ones I know, all of them, every single one. And dude, also can't say it on the cast, but there's so much. This story could be so much funnier if it wasn't for the cast right now. But I can't say it because of the limitations of the left.
The fucking left.
Now
always.
that I'm having my avocado toast with poached eggs and everything, now that I'm really a member, I just can't do it. I can't say it. I can't leave without it. I
Member
wish
of
I
the
could.
1%?
Huh?
Member of the 1%, you mean now? Because we have avocado
That's true,
toast?
yeah. Because we're in the 1% now.
With poached eggs?
With poached eggs. Not scrambled eggs, not fucking over easy. Poached eggs.
We have to give compliments to the chef who demanded...
we don't have to do anything right now, Robbie. Okay? See? That's what we used to do.
Sorry.
All right? Stop.
Sorry.
I'm talking. You can sit there
Someone else's now.
and you can respond when I give you the sign. Until then, just shut the fuck up and sit there. No, but these Olo girls, more like fucking not Ola, more like adios girls. Am I right? I'm fucking tired of it. They're all because they're all like rich chicks. I hate rich chicks, dude. They really are. They're all like, I live in St. James. I live in Huntington Bay. I'm just a nice little house over here. It's like, fuck you. They're all scumbags. That school was a fucking hellmouth. Oddly enough, for being a religious institution. I don't know. It's just the truth. Everyone was so entitled. Everyone there is rich, dude. Fucking that one kid, I won't say his name. 3 of them, you know who it is. The 3 kids, and the mom had one arm.
The blonde one that I didn't like at all?
ones. One was in your grade, one was between us, one was in the grade I was in.
Yep. Yeah, I hated those people.
I hated him too. I hated them.
He wasn't in my grade, actually. I had no interaction with any of them. I just saw him in the hallways, and I didn't like them.
Yeah, he started banging fucking
All the way back
Couscous's
then?
sister, so that kind of pissed me off. Because I was like crushing her growing up. I was just like, oh god, maybe there's a chance.
That guy cut in line, dude. You were friends with the brother.
I know, man.
You were first in line.
It was my responsibility to the family of being a family friend, to quarrel the father.
It was your birthright.
It was. I'd say so. I knew her back when I was 3.
Did you really?
Yeah, 'cause I knew Mike
That's
when
a
I was
long
3.
fucking time.
Happens, man. Old friendships, dude. Even though I haven't talked to that guy in like probably a year.
I used to have those dreams where you're like stuck in school and like it's just an amalgamation
Yeah,
of
I love
everybody.
those things. I still have those dreams.
I don't have them ever anymore, but it always
Every
revolved
once in a while.
around
I used to have them all
Olo
the time, yeah.
mostly.
But I used to also have crazy false awakenings when I was actually like waking up at 6 for school. I would get woken up every day and like, oh yeah, I'm brushing my teeth. I'm like, nope, I'm in bed. I'm like, okay, well now I'm brushing my teeth. Nope, I'm still in bed. Okay, well now I'm brushing my teeth. Nope, I'm still in bed. Well now I'm brushing my teeth. Like, nope, I'm still in bed. I haven't moved. I haven't got. And then my brain was literally just a fucking dried out sponge for the entire day.
I remember that day, dude. That's fucked up. You do that.
Happened all the time. That wasn't a day. That happened regularly.
Well, I remember one particular day we told that happened. You were literally mushed the whole day, like I couldn't talk to you at all.
I couldn't think, like, what? And everything's loud. It feels like you know when you turn the car on, but you don't turn the key all the way, and the car is kind of on, but not really.
Yeah.
My brain was like, "This is your brain on drugs." You know, I've done a lot of drugs. I never thought my brain was an egg. Not once. Never happened. You know, I don't do drugs anymore. Here's what I want to tell you, like, not many people do drugs say. I did drugs, and I had a pretty good fucking time. Didn't kill anyone, didn't hurt anyone, didn't scream at anyone, didn't do anything until not one fucking time. And here I am telling I mean, you know, I didn't, though. You know, I never thought that my brain was an egg.
You know, it's funny. When I first heard that, I actually did think that that joke was like a little bit of a weak joke. Just going, oh, my brain's not an egg. Like, that's like almost like an anti-humor joke because of how obvious on the nose it is.
Just saying how dumb the marketing campaign is of all the things they could have
But
done.
the longer it goes on, the more he builds it up. That guy, like,
this is your brain on drugs. Yeah, look at that. It's my brain.
Now, I thought they didn't do those commercials to the 90s. So who is he talking about?
Those commercials were in the 90s when that happened. That was like 1995.
Oh, he's around. His special, they're from the fucking
died in,
late
like,
80s.
96.
I thought it was way earlier than that. Because the only commercial I know that does that was the fucking Rachel Lee Cook commercial.
That was a series of commercials. Those went on from like 1990 to like 2003.
That's crazy. Remember the stupid fucking tobacco smoking commercials?
Remember the guys jumping off the building, bungee jumping? Like,
Yeah.
wow!
Explode. Jump into a can explode.
Would you drink this if it could kill you? It's like, maybe if it tasted
Would
good.
you use a product if 1/3 of its users died?
Does it? First off, 1/3. That's the fucking
By that logic, then how do you ever die from your product?
Shut up. That's the fucking. Oh my god, because you have to just talk all the time, Robbie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Michael Jordan thing. When Michael Jordan in The Last Dance was saying how that injury he had, how the doctor was like, well, there's a 10% chance you re-injure it. And he's like, so there's a 9% chance I don't re-injure it? What do you mean there's a 10% chance I do?
I'm liking the odds.
And then that short guy is like, well, what's the 10% chance if he does injure it? What's to happen? Like he'll never play again? And like, Michael, it's a risk to play. He's like, it's a 9% chance something happens. What do you mean? That's how I felt. It's the exact same fucking thing. 2/3, a third of the users die drinking this. All right, I've always felt pretty like a lucky guy. I could be in the 2/3. And here's another thing. Do people say people shouldn't smoke cigarettes? Maybe. There's all people smoking cigarettes who smoke 10 packs a day and they're just fucking chilling for 90 years old, no ailments whatsoever.
Yeah, honestly,
So clearly, it's all just a fucking flip of the coin.
It makes you wonder, is there really any connection
And then
to
it
any
begs
of
the
it?
question, are you a heads person or are you a tails never fails person?
Ooh, that's pretty good.
It's easy. You know what I am? I'm a tails never fails person.
Really? 'Cause I always guess heads.
I'm a tails never fails guy. And the last 4 times in my life I had to make serious decisions, tails never failed.
Seriously?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Last time you had to make 4 serious decisions.
The last 4 serious decisions I've had to make in my life, tails never failed.
So you leave your serious decisions, you leave to the flip of a coin.
Sometimes.
At least the last 4 serious decisions left up to the flip of a coin.
No, I can't. Do you want to know something, Drew? Do you want something embarrassing?
Yeah, if you're willing
It's
to
not even
say
a real
it, sure.
coin. It's searching on Google, heads or tails.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
That's even more fucked
I'm
up.
letting the fucking Silicon Valley boys determine my fate.
That's even less honorable.
The only
than
good
using
thing
a
is the fact that
coin,
these
dude.
4 life-altering decisions could not have been any more meaningless than they were.
Okay.
It just sounded better for the
It
story's
sounded
sake.
way
so
better.
they were like, you
then
know.
you just made me question my entire existence because I don't operate that way. Then I was like, how the fuck does he operate that way?
No, but I do. I am a tails never fails guy. That part was true.
And that wasn't the part of
I'm
the
a
story I was
tails never
concerned
fail
about.
over a heads guy because heads is for bitches, dude. Tails never fails. What is heads? Heads
If you pick heads, you end up dead.
doesn't do anything for me.
Heads deads.
Heads, you get head.
That's actually not bad, so I always pick head.
Heads, you get head in bed.
Oh shit, that's not bad at all. Tails never fails. What does that even mean, dude? At least head in bed, you know exactly what you're getting.
Anal's always the answer.
Oh.
Tails never fails.
Oh shit. That makes
When in
sense.
doubt, put it in the
It's weird
ass.
everything comes back to sex.
In this fucking pagan world we live in, yeah.
It's crazy stuff, dude.
So there's musicians out there devil worshiping. It's disgusting, man.
What did we just see? We just saw something about that with the whole. Oh, it was that Cardi B thing that fucking Andrew Tate was talking about how she's answering to the higher power.
Yeah.
Dude,
She goes into a room.
Do you ever watch those videos about that stuff with like how the music industry is run by some fucking special person? How every song that's pop culture like makes reference. Like apparently Rihanna's Umbrella, Ella is like a chant to the fucking Rain Man or some crap. There's another song called The Rain Man. It's supposed to be
Yeah, I think I saw that thing with John
that shit
Williams
makes
doing
my
that.
what?
That's that John Williams thing.
That's what it made me think of when we were watching that. That shit terrified me.
I John Williams is just sitting there talking. He's talking in a normal. He's talking as if it's normal. He's like, yeah, I translated it from Greek to Sanskrit. It's like, dude, slow down. What do you mean that you did that? Explain yourself.
So I found this old ruined
They should have cast John Williams to be the architect in fucking The Matrix.
That'd been way cool.
He should talking.
I found a translation on Rune, and I translated it from what I understood of old Viking.
The Nephi. I use the Nephi stone to read the words of God.
That's pretty good. That's better when I was down.
What?
Actually, he said he's really angry.
He's really mad at you for losing the works. He broke the Nephi stone. Now I'm using the stone of Gilison. What the fuck?
Yeah, remember that scene when Jesus flipped the table, the people gambling on the church? That was actually Vegas.
The Bible, man.
That was in Vegas.
Whoa, really?
That was Vegas, Nevada, yeah. Not a lot of people know that.
Like before the mob?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, not a lot of people know that.
You know the greatest trick Jesus ever pulled was convincing the world that he wasn't in North America for his entire life? Not many people know that. Not many people know that. You know Jesus Christ was actually from Missouri?
No, that's actually a misconception. He's from Kansas.
That's actually what... No, he's from Kansas City, Missouri.
You're right. I always get those two confused.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It really is crazy to think that people always associate these Christian values with, like, you know...
Judaism.
The old days.
What?
It's fucking, you know, I don't get it. The only country in this world who has anything under the right way is North Korea, with the whole, we're only in the year 111. Everyone else is like 2023. 2000? You can't even count that high. All right, what do you mean 2000?
Have you ever tried? It takes a long time.
Who do you know that's 2,000 years old?
That's a good point.
I don't know anyone. Who do you know who's been here 2,000 years ago? No one.
But you know what?
Those people I know have been here, were like here like 111 years ago. That makes sense.
That's true. You really can't. There's no evidence that prove things were around pre-111 years ago, anyways.
No, man. There's not. That's something I hate to actually. People who say evidence is evidence. It's like, so the evidence is evidence you found of someone else's evidence that you don't know personally, so that they're just fake as well.
Yeah, honestly, and they can tamper with evidence. So.
Someone's like, oh yeah, I read an article published in a fucking journal. Okay. That's awesome.
Okay.
That's really cool of you, dude. I could make a journal right now. I have journal entries. Want to think those are divine too?
I read something I saw online from a journal. Okay?
Wow.
It was published 6 years ago, and
Great.
it had citations, so they used other sources.
Yeah, citations are for fucking losers, man. They really are. Whoever asshole thought you should have to cite your work is a real piece of shit.
I loved in school that they were always going, you at least have 12 sources. Like, fuck you, you're not going to check these sources.
And also, it's hilarious too. Like, I remember one time I was doing an essay, and like, it wasn't even like I chose. It was it was an assigned prompt, and that assigned prompt yielded 3 scholarly sources. And I needed 7, and I was like, does this dumb bitch not think of a better... If she couldn't peruse and be like, maybe I should come up with topics that actually have information on them. It's like, you should... If you're gonna pick the topic, you should at the very least meet your requirements.
I had a paper that I had to write about how media doesn't affect violence, like doesn't cause violence.
I read that paper.
And... Because the liberal left has to take over everything.
The paper was fucking shit. Why throw the liberal under the bus now?
Oh, that was what we were doing. Fine, the conservative right with the rules all the fucking
conservative
time.
America.
Every article I found said how media negatively affects violence on children. And since I couldn't find any sources to prove the other argument, I cited sources that clearly proved against my argument and just changed the wording ever so slightly so it looked like the source was saying it proved that. And I got an A because they don't check the sources.
Fucking breaks in like Scott Pilgrim's like, week is the third act. You're losing your diploma.
Yeah, actually, as I was doing the presentation, they broke through the window.
What's the longest paper you ever wrote?
9, 10 pages. Probably. I never had those fucking 15, 20-page things I always heard about.
I wrote a 27-page paper on suicide.
Yeah, but how long did you have to write for that? 'Cause I never had a long-ass fucking dissertation type of thing either.
Like 8 weeks.
Yeah, I never had an assignment that was
probably.
that long. They were always like 4 weeks long at most.
On suicide, and it was funny because I was halfway through it kind of went from just talking about suicide to being very much on the side, like, yeah, people kill themselves. And
wait, what you said? The same of what?
It went from being like, let's say 10 pages of like just talking about facts in people to then like 20 pages talking like, no, this is what people should be able to kill themselves.
That's funny. How old were you? Like 10?
I was like probably 13.
That's crazy.
I was talking about like all the different ways of because I was going through the entire history of like assisted suicide and suicide by punishment and everything else and everything.
So at 13, that was the assignment you got. But me at college level was
the longest college paper I've
kids
had
do
is
bad
like
things.
15 pages.
Huh?
The longest college assignment I've had is like 15 pages, 18 pages. I haven't had one that was like in the late 20s.
That's insane, though. My point was that was a harder assignment than I had in any time of my higher education experience.
I mean, I was in the gifted program, you know.
That's true. I was never in the gifted
I was
program.
actually, they got rid of that because apparently it's disenfranchises kids who are stupid.
Too bad.
I mean, that's what I say. I feel like.
What about all the kids that were disenfranchised 100 fucking years ago? You can't. I mean, so what the
George
fuck?
Carlin. I don't care. George Carlin. I'm not pro. I'm pro gun. I'm pro bullet. I'm pro going up and shooting someone in the fucking face. I don't give a shit. Kill them. Kill them all. I don't fucking care.
That's a really stupid fucking argument.
Like, well, if we call them gifted, these other kids they're not gifted. It's like, correct. That's what the gifted means.
But the adverse is true, though, because then those who want to be in that program have to fight harder to get into that program. Getting rid of it entirely gets rid of the need to be competitive.
See, I could see why you'd think
yourself.
that. I could see why you'd think that, but actually, according to mass opinion on the issue, which is definitively correct.
Yeah, as we learned yesterday, it's the universal truth. It's
exactly.
Not
according to the
truth
masses, you're actually wrong because no one should try for anything, actually. And being smart is actually a problem. You should actually all be the exact same level of intelligence. And you also shouldn't own any land. We should all live in subsectioned off, communal housing that's controlled by the government.
I had my opinion, but after you presented that side of the story,
it's true.
Yeah, that sounds like
we should live in a world in which when you have a house fire and your children are burning to death and their skin sticking to the floor, you should before saving them, before even considering saving them, you should in fact save your pictures of whoever the current supreme leader of the United States is.
Look, you can always have another kid.
Can't have a new painting.
That's hard to come by.
You can fuck, and you can fuck, and you can suck, and you can procreate, but commissioning an artist and their hard. What if the artist dies in the fire? Then you're gonna be shit out of luck without a painting. It's like, well, I'll kill your kid. What, your kid who was 11? What do they contribute to the world in their 11 years? Besides bringing you some, remedial amounts of joy here and there.
And realistically, your remedial amounts of joy, but they don't mean dick.
And people are always like, what if my kid's gonna cure cancer? If your kid is gonna cure cancer, the government's gonna kill him before he can ever cure it. Okay, we all know that. Oh, my kid's gonna cure cancer. Your kid's gonna try to cure cancer.
Yeah, there was a.
And then they're gonna be fucking hanging from a bridge in Juarez before they finish that one.
They have the whole electric car stuff. Well, there was a guy that invented a car, and it runs on water, man.
And it runs on water.
And they killed him.
They killed him.
And it sounds like I'm making a joke.
Right,
it's 100% true.
Sure. Maybe he had an island, and maybe that island had a hidden manifesto of logs, and maybe those people who came over there, maybe there were women working there who weren't quite, meeting the requirements of legal work in this country. Maybe all that happened, okay? Maybe he was a teacher in the 70s in New York. Maybe he had some very powerful connections. Maybe he was working for an intelligence agency. Maybe all those things are true, okay? Mm-hmm. Maybe he killed himself inside of a jail cell. Maybe he didn't. The point is...
I have no idea what the point is.
I lost my train of thought. That's the problem.
Yeah, dude. I didn't know who we're I know who we're talking about, but I don't know how we got from A to B, so you're going to give me the answer?
But his son was going to cure cancer, whatever it was. I was going to say, so what's the problem?
Oh, yeah, good point. I get you.
It was, gosh, it would have been funny if I remembered. It happens, man. Can't all be winners.
You fucked up everything, and now I think we have to stop now. We can never do this again, because you just clearly ruined everything with not being able to... Why can't you just do better, Alex?
It's a very sad attempt to try to do what you're trying to do right now.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm glad you think these bits make sense to you, but they don't make sense to anybody else. And they don't make sense to me. And I don't know if I should talk or not talk, so fuck you.
I think that proves my point of how well they work. That was not even a whole, that was like maybe 14 seconds and your entire chemical makeup changed immediately. You went from being like, oh yeah, I got this, to being, oh god damn it, I don't have this. It's like 14 seconds to stir you crazy.
I didn't know that was the exercise we were going.
I mean, it is, yeah. Just a mock trial with Judge Ryan.